cooking what you looking for, who got the heat? Wrote these books on how to get it, all I need's a beat. Breaking bread with all my niggas, ain't no breaking me. I just write it how I see it, you can peep my speech. I just write it how I say it, ain't no faking me. I just write it how I say it, they replay for weeks. I be cooking what you looking for, who got the heat? Wrote these books on how to get it, all I need's a beat.
Welcome to another episode of Don't Worry, I Said. We heard all the requests. We got a female. We got her.
Oh my God. Okay.
On my left I have.
We got Q.
And on my right I got
J.O.
And I'm gonna let her introduce herself, man. Go ahead.
Okay. What's up, y'all? My name is Lana J. What's poppin'? You know, they brought me on here because apparently I say a lot of shit that needs to be heard. So, shit, I'm here.
Yeah,
What's up?
And you got your boy Hollywood Tim, man. So I'm gonna let you lead it. How was your week?
My week was good. I'm going to say this. So, you know, I was raised in a very Christian household, right? But I'm God on my heart. And I got to a place where it's like I've decided I've been trying to really learn from past mistakes and grow and don't look at me like we all are in this space right now. So this is real. We can cuss, right?
Yeah.
Real shit.
Speak freely.
It's real shit. Sorry, Jesus. This is real shit, right? So I've been in space this week. I feel like everything that I've prayed for and I've been attempting to manifest, I'm not going to say attempting, I feel like it's been just overpouring this week. So I call this my week of blessings. But what I will say is, even though I've been receiving things that I've been asking for, it's crazy. The first thing that I feel is anxiousness. So, like, I feel very anxious, even though I'm getting what I've been asking for. Because there's so much shit going on. I'm so ready, like, I'm ready to shit on y'all motherfuckers. But there's a time and a place for everything. So I took a great week to say that.
Okay, J.O.
Get it out.
J.O.
Week was solid. Still in the space, of, pops.
Getting better?
Getting better, but I have my days.
I ain't going to ask you this week because I don't feel like getting into it with you. How's everybody, though?
I appreciate you, man.
Yeah,
we good.
Okay.
I did go see Journal for Jordan.
Okay.
Mike B. Jordan movie. That was solid. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't
Is
even.
he overacting?
No, he being him.
Wait, we talking about Michael B. Jordan?
Yeah.
What's the slander?
Ain't no
Ain't no slander.
Say he
Whoa.
overacting,
Nah,
It was that's bad.
Yeah.
No, I got
okay.
bang.
Okay, go
Alright,
ahead,
alright.
Jay.
Yeah, it was a solid movie. Like, it was pretty much about a guy in the military that went away, had a baby, and before he got to like get back to his son, he wrote a journal of things that would be
So
like.
Michael B. Jordan, you owe him some money.
Yeah.
Because you promoting your ass off. You owe him some
Oh
money.
no, I fuck with it. No, it was.
Because
it
you know
was
Summer
solid.
Walker, Walker still owe us a check. But Q, how was your week, man? I ain't forgot. She owed us a check.
That's an Aries too. What's up, mama?
My week was alright. Nothing special happened. I know we ain't really said too much since the game from last week, but we can get into that later. But other than that, no, I'm good. Everything good.
Hopefully you fucking ain't my team, but I know where you're going with it, man. I had a good week, man, but let me say this. So my hot water heater went out like last Sunday.
Oh damn.
For like a whole week, I took nothing but cold baths. So
that's
two things.
The worst. Oh my God.
That shit felt good. It put me to sleep every night. Hey, but you never know what you got until that shit gone. Something as simple as fucking hot water. Damn. But it got fixed today, so I'm good. But for a whole week, I took nothing but cold baths, cold showers.
They say
we used to it, athletes, but hey,
just to be doing
every day. That shit different.
No.
Yeah, that shit different. But hey, don't take that shit for granted, man. But I got a couple business I want to handle before we get into the show. I want to send my prayers to Nick Cannon. He lost his son today, his youngest son. I believe it was some type of brain cancer, and it seemed like I seem to have to open up the show every week with that. So you know what I always say, man, call your loved ones, man. Put your arms around them. Hey, Nick, if you watching, we definitely sending our prayers to you. Now, let's get right into the show, man. So we had a shooting in Michigan. Student decided to bring a gun to school and kill a, do a couple random shootings and killing. Mr. Ethan Crumbley. But that's not the only killer part. They say his mom and dad was involved because they had knowings of him searching for ammunition and going there playing with the gun. So I want to get everybody take. So I'm gonna lead off with you, Q.
Well, first I would say Man, don't even say his name. They don't need that type of attention, man.
You got it. You're right.
I agree.
But I hate to say it, but are we surprised? Like I feel like I said this before. Like it's, you know, it's nothing but like the shit is terrible. You know, you never know what's really going through their head. You know, they feel away, whatever's going on, we don't know. But at the same time, you know, they plotting and they planning, and you know, they decide to do something like this. It's just, I really have no words for it, because it's sad for the families. You know, they lost you know, sons and daughters, brothers, sisters. You know, it's super sad. You know, I saw a video and somebody was outside of the classroom saying, "Hey, it's cool to come out," or something like that.
Yeah.
And the kids was like, "Nah,"
and they would jump up the windows.
Yeah, and it was like, "It's the police, bro."
Right.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to listen.
And he was like,
That's how
they
terrified
kind
they
of
were.
knew
Yeah.
because he said
So
the
when
word
he said
bro.
it's like, nah, police don't say that, and they ran out the window. So, I mean, for me, of course, that was good to see, but just overall, it's just a terrible situation.
I got you. I'm gonna let you speak on it.
I have 2 points. Well, one is a comment, and then one is going to be a question. Who's just real quick? Who here are parents? Okay, me too. So, first off, my question is my little sister. She grew up in a non-diverse community. You see the color. You know, she's darker than me, so the people she grew up with are the opposite of that. You know, just to paint the picture. And they had school shooter drills all the time. I remember us talking about it because it used to fuck with me. Because I remember in school, we had tornado drills, right? Fire drills. I don't remember having a lot of school shooting drills.
No,
and
when
I would call her and we would recap the day because of the neighborhood she was in. What'd you do today? Man, we had another school shooting drill. This is a real thing. Which to me, it says one thing. Well, 2 things. One, I do appreciate that the schools are taking into consideration that anything can happen. That's dope. But obviously there's something that's not being addressed. Because in my thing, tornadoes we cannot control. Fires, they can be prevented, but that comes with the knowledge and understanding of a fire. Obviously, when someone takes the time to bring a gun to school, there's a lot of red flags that nobody's noticing. So, as a parent, and this is a question that I want to throw out there, with the parents getting charged and all of this is new. I haven't seen it. Maybe it isn't a case. Correct me, comment if it is a thing. I've never seen it happen. But when it comes to your child, even though we can say so easily, well, it is the parents' duty to see these things and to turn their children in and to do this. I grew up in the hood. And I don't know a lot of mamas that turn their babies in when they know their babies out here doing selling drugs. They the shooter. They the robber. So I'm not justifying it. Please understand what I'm saying wholeheartedly. But as a parent, could you honestly turn your child in? And I feel like that is a discussion that's not had. I feel like it's a real discussion because it comes into the love of your child versus what is morally correct versus removing your ego out the situation as well. So I just want to put that out there. I think it's so quick for us to say, I would have did. Would you?
You know, that's a good question.
Would you?
That's a good question.
Do you want to believe your baby would have did that? Like wholeheartedly, would you, sit there and say, I know my baby fucked up, right?
That's one of them things when I always say, you never know what you would do until you're in that situation. But that's a great question. I really hope the audience comment on the video, and I want to hear y'all opinions. Comment on Instagram or YouTube. I really want to hear you guys' opinion on that question. The question was, would you turn your child in?
Yeah.
I think it's circumstantial, depending on what's going on.
But even that's that gray area. That's that shit. That's that gray area. Was like, but then what is that breaking point?
It is just, like I said, it just probably be one of those. Well, you gotta be in that situation.
Yeah.
So I want to hear your take on the whole situation at hand,
So a lot of people know I'm a gun enthusiast and I do a lot of training and stuff. A couple things. First thing is like I'm all down with educating kids about firearms.
You say that, right.
Like I'm cool with that, but just having access to firearm, just okay, me knowing as a parent, my kid is going around looking for ammunition. Well, what you doing? Like, is this 4th of July? Like, nah, you don't have access to a gun. You don't have access to ammunition. So that's the first thing. And then secondly, like, why do you need this? Like, what's the problem? And if I don't have that relationship with my child for you to just come to me and let me know what's going on, then y'all have a bigger issue.
Right.
Now, outside of that, if it's something that I need to handle as a father, that I need to go to the school, then we can go there as, you know, a family and talk to the school. But for you to just take it on yourself and just grab ammunition, go shoot up who you don't like, and whoever in your path you just knock off, like, that's unacceptable. And then for the parents to know, like, hey, I know my kid got a gun out here. I'm okay with that.
They dropped the ball.
So you are responsible. You know, now for me, would I turn my child in? I mean, I would think every parent would want to protect their kid at all costs, right? So in that regard, I don't think that would be your first thought. Like, hey, the feds want you.
Right.
Like anybody wants you. I'm gonna just throw you to the wolves. Like, I think it's circumstantial in that case when it comes to like, hey, I need to.
Even still, I'm gonna tell you, like I say every week, it's easy to say that shit now. It's easy to say what you think is circumstantial. It's easy to say what you think.
I just okay, somebody wants you. I believe them before I believe my own child.
Hey,
Just think
about the shit we got into as kids. Now we ain't do nothing of this magnitude, and somebody told our parent that your child is this, that, and the third. You can't say nothing to nobody about that kid.
And see, I feel like my parenting style, I was brought up in a very Christian household, right? Like super Christian. Like the person who I was raised by, I'm a grandma's baby, right? So she got to do her dirt, and then when she got sanctified and saved, she was like, no, you sanctified and saved, and you're not going to do the same things that I did. Did that work? Hell no. I was out here figuring it out, you know, on my own because I had questions. But one thing that I appreciate was the openness and the transparency, but there was always a border. So, like, now as a parent for me, I try to toe the line. Like, I want to be relatable enough where you can feel comfortable to talk to me. You know, like for real, talk to me. But I'm not going to believe everything that come out your mouth.
Of course,
either.
Yeah.
So I'm the type, okay, this happened. While you sleep, baby, I go through phones. I go through, book bags, coat pocket. No, I don't play. And guess what? You know how many times I figured out my child was lying?
Oh, yeah.
By doing something as simple as that. So I feel like a lot of times as parents, we're so against trying to do to our kids or raise our kids in the same in our mind oppressed system, right? Or whatever circumstance that we was raised. I'm going to do the exact opposite. But you have to understand, with every pro there's a con. You got 10 pros, you got 10 cons.
Right.
So I feel like we as parents, we don't have to necessarily raise our kids the same way we was raised, but they wasn't all the way wrong either. Cause guess we not wilding. So it was some type of method to the madness.
Yeah.
So that's what I was going to go into. So you spoke about, you said they dropped the ball, the parents. So the situation was he sent out text messages, he sent out emails. Yeah. He told other classmates he was going to do this because one of the guys told his mom the reason he didn't go to school was because Ethan spoke about doing this.
Yeah.
So text messages, emails, and verbally, and you knew your child was searching ammunition. Don't nobody give a fuck. Right there lets me know the teachers on down didn't give a fuck. That had nothing to do with dropping the ball. That was just I don't give a fuck. Because it wasn't you heard through the grapevine. It was you saw this. Regardless if it was the principal, the dean, it was enough people that had eyes on this that before he came in and fatally shot 4 people.
Yeah, and in some cases when that happens, if they see it on social media, like I've experienced this myself where some of my athletes have posted something stupid on social media and it get back to the school. Now they got police there, they removing.
So it'd be a lot of false flags.
Yeah, but they take those false flags very seriously because it's a real thing, especially depending on the area. And if you hear anybody about to shoot up a school in Chicago,
That's what
they believe that.
That's what the police said, that they rather it would have been false. At least they would have came to the school.
Yeah.
Then it'd have been coming to the school that you got kids scared to come out of the classroom because they saying they the police, bro.
Yeah.
So he basically wanted to come in and shoot.
Oh.
He basically whatever caused this was from top to bottom, school to parents, and didn't give a fuck. And then his mom and dad is being charged with involuntary manslaughter. Mm-hmm. Now they on the run. Mm-hmm. They went on a run and was caught, I want to say, a day later or so. So it's not even like you really gave a fuck because you went to run. You ran. It wasn't like you even cared to plead your case and say, you know what, I didn't know. I'd have rather you said you didn't know, but you knew.
Yeah.
So this guy went to school and took somebody else's kid's life. And a lot of people knew it was happening. Now, I don't know when the young man told his mom that he wasn't going to school or when did he tell him, and I don't know how she took it, but when she told the police, she said that's why her son chose not to go to school. But what I want to say is this, because we spoke about this a couple episodes ago about rioting. I ain't seen not a riot yet. Not one.
What you mean?
A riot. Well, no loot. I ain't seen one.
Yeah.
We loot for worse and shit. Why not this? Why ain't nobody standing in front of their school asking for the principal to get fired? Or asking for that teacher that knew to get fired? I don't see none of this, but like I told you, us as colored people, we want our nose and everything else. Why we're not rioting for this? But if the conversation would have been, oh, a black man was shot by a security guard, we'd have tore the damn school down.
So I feel like, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, what you're saying is completely right. I feel like all life should have a value, equality and value. But I do feel like it comes to a point where, as a culture and as a people, shit, we exhausted from fighting one fight that really got to do with us. That when it comes to hear me, am I saying this right?
Go ahead.
But when it comes to this ain't even my issue. This your shit. We don't have these issues over here.
I wish you was on the episode when I spoke
like,
about
and it's
that.
just real. So it's like, it's not that I don't think it's fucked up. It's horrible. I live in a predominantly, I live in a neighborhood that matches that, right? And my kids who are darker than me go to school, and they don't look like me. You see, like so they're the kid that stands out. They're the kid that people want to touch my daughter's hair because she got braids in her hair. So I'm saying this to say, and even in that space, I've learned the culture is so different, and my energy is taken up by explaining to them why you have to carry yourself a certain way, that between working and being a mom and then dealing with what they have to deal with and cooking dinner and then attacking what I want to attack as a passion, I ain't got time for your shit. So baby, that's in your household.
No, but my point was this. On episode Be Mindful, when I spoke and said the same thing, I think it was Mr. Rittenhouse situation. Yeah. When I was telling you about that us wanted to write. None of us are shot then. Yeah. None of us are shot then, and what did I say? Man, black people, man, our business. I said it on the episode. Yeah, but my point is this: we tore downtown up on that.
But I feel like it was also because while they were rioting and they were protesting is what the protest was in association with.
Right.
They were protesting for Black Lives Matter. So I feel like that's why, because I'm gonna tell you what I felt like that. Now, of course, the footage came out, whatever, so you can feel how you want to feel about how things went down, right? But the overall message that I got was white people got killed by white men, but these white people were supporting it. In perception, we're supporting Black Lives Matter. So we're gonna treat you white people the same way we treat these black people. That was the message I took from it. So for me, it was more of a whoever. I don't care if you white, black, pink, yellow, green. If you support this movement, this is what's gonna happen. That's what I got from that court case. Just to keep it all the way 100.
Right.
School shootings is a little different because back from what was the biggest one that kicked all of this off? Well, Columbine.
Correct.
Right, and then it was the one in Connecticut. Well, I think it was Connecticut when that man went and shot the little kids.
Sandy Hook.
Remember?
Sandy Hook.
Right,
Yeah.
and then but it was so it's like I'm not gonna say it's a different understanding, but I feel like when it's a white shooter in the crowd, the guy who went to the theater and he was dressed as the Joker, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, remember, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Right. It's like you kind of already attach. I feel like the media already attaches a mental issue with these people,
we
and
ain't
that's the
right.
part that
We
I
don't
ain't
give a
rocking
fuck.
with.
Yeah.
No, I get it. This goes back to what I said weeks ago. This is my point. Is that why security guards should have a gun? This is exactly why I said real police officers should be inside of school, not flashlight cops.
Yeah.
No.
I feel like it should be real police officers
But you know
trained to
what?
deal with that.
The high school I went to, when we started, we didn't have police officers. I
Why
was
not
about to
just
say.
search them? Why not put metal detectors?
Like they do us.
Why not do that?
You know, because
Yeah.
when you hear shooting out here or you even hear a threat, every school getting a metal detector.
Yeah.
Every school getting a metal detector. But like I said, the signs was there before that. People knew. Maybe they didn't know the date probably,
Yeah, because
but they knew
going to high school games,
what his map. You get searched in.
we gotta put everything through.
So
I just had to do
you
it
care
the other day.
more. You care more of the athlete than you care about the student, because ain't no way in hell we got searched at every game.
So we can't
didn't.
like be naive about the undertone of like United
course.
States and
Come on.
like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
racial
Come
like
on now. Come on now.
But
tone,
fuck it.
like-
if they don't want to put metal detectors in them schools, cool. Let them do their thing. That ain't.
I'm gonna say.
right.
I'm gonna say this.
But for us,
go ahead.
for us to have metal detectors and have police officers, like we're getting accustomed to how the pipeline and the jail systems are, and there's a lot of research, study cases, articles, whatever that's equal. Like schools, jail systems, bell ringing, hallways, everything is the same. So like for us, we just kind of tied into a bigger system than what it is.
Now I'm gonna say this before we move, because we on this topic a little longer.
Yeah, no,
Black, white, green, and yellow. You got to protect them kids.
for
Period.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't care what school community is. I don't care about none of that. My point is, you took kids' lives. We talking about kids killing kids. We not talking about some white kid jumped on this black guy, or you jumped on somebody that had a different sexual feeling. We not talking about that. We talking about whatever went on that you was that mad.
Yeah.
You took lives, and you had a plan to take more lives, but the kids
So,
chose to
I'm
jump out
just-
the window.
I'm just gonna say this one
Go
comment,
ahead.
and then we could do whatever we're gonna do after that. For me, what make it clear as day is all these school shootings, all of these perpetrators have walked out alive, and we have so many people who have done nothing, that have been
Exactly.
minority, colored, whatever you want to call it, who went to go get a bag of Skittles, went for a jog, the list goes on, and they're dead. So for me, if that doesn't you have somebody in a space of crowded people and got bodies
That's right.
going crazy, and in my
police
mind,
with
how
guns.
do they walk out alive?
Because there's no guns in the school. You put real police officers in
But
there. You tell them.
movie theater, he's
Oh,
alive.
yeah, you're right.
The mall in Colorado, he's alive. Like, it ain't just that.
What's
I
funny,
don't
what was we at?
understand
I
how
think-
they walk out alive.
What was we at?
I don't.
We had to go through metal detectors in the mall in Atlanta, correct?
I don't get, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you do.
Yeah.
Linux.
Lennox Mall.
We had to go to metal detectors. I mean, we had to go to. But they was in there. Yeah, they was in that bitch getting busting there fighting in one of those stores. But we had to go to metal detectors, and I was cool with that. Like, I was cool with that. But you know, that's a topic that we could talk about all day.
Yeah.
But we gonna jump into another topic. So I always call this guy Tristan Thompson, NBA player. I call him the future Hendrix of the NBA, because you know him, or the Nick Cannon of the NBA. He want to slang, you know,
No,
penis
different.
everywhere. But the allegations is this, you know, we always
Come
say
on,
allegations
let's get it clear.
because we don't know if it's true. He's supposed to have entanglements with his Texas trainer, and now she's saying she's pregnant by him, and Tristan feels she's coming for him out the money, and you know she say her words. So my question is, what? Go
I was
ahead.
gonna say she had the baby already.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
did.
a couple days
Yeah.
ago, I believe, and Tristan is trying to get his lawyers to silence her.
Oh, it's too late.
Yeah.
it's too
So
late, bro.
my question is this. My question is this. Like, hold on, because I gotta bring in PJ
Yeah.
Washington
Yeah,
and what's his
Brittany.
name?
Brittany Runner.
Brittany Runner was not in the same situation, but they was a couple, and I guess
Wasn't no damn couple.
whatever it was,
Yeah.
Brittany was getting damn near all his whole NBA salary for what the next 18 years, and then I guess he got to fight that. And
Yeah, she on tour now.
yeah, she on tour with his money. So my question is this: when you find a mate or when you date a person, do you believe that we do it as a come up?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I think you want to be with somebody that has something that you can build with.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you're looking like initially like, hey, oh, you got $90,000 job, you got a 401k, you got investments, and you can save, whatever the case may
Mm-hmm.
be. I don't think people are looking at it in that fashion, but I do believe like you're looking at it like they have something, I have something, and that's a bonus, and we could build from that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to be with somebody with nothing. There's a lot of people out here with nothing, and they are satisfied with what they got. You know, like, I think there's more to what people think when it comes to, like, in my opinion.
When we finish, I'm gonna come back to you.
Okay.
And I want you to answer this again.
Okay, no.
Because I don't want you to just think I'm just speaking as financially.
Well, the only reason why I'm saying it from a financial standpoint is a lot of times with NBA, NFL, pro athletes, that's what it be about. Like the basis of like why they get together or why Britney is out there is because he just signed a $100 million contract. Why wouldn't I get pregnant by this dude and take $250,000 a month like that?
Money.
Yeah,
It's a lot of
that's
money.
a lot of money.
It's a lot of fucking money, boy, baby.
For a baby. Like, come on, man. Like,
I'm gonna let you get your take on it.
So, one thing I feel like love languages are miscommunicated. It's two things. I feel like people are not open about what they perceive as love, and we know that gifts is one perception of somebody loving, and gift was the best gift, and money.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times, and let's be real, y'all that make money, y'all floss it, y'all show it off, y'all add it to the pot as an incentive for somebody to deal with you, and then when the terms change, whether it's being pregnant or maybe I'm on your type of time, then all of a sudden these gifts and this money and all these incentives that come with it, you take away. Like, oh no, you playing. I got
like it's the guy fault.
Oh, well, no, I'm not. That's not what I said.
Yeah.
No, that's not what I said. What I'm saying is, understand the dynamic at hand. Anybody, like we've all dated different people. I don't know. I'm assuming. Let's be real. And each relationship you can account has a different type of foundation or base or whatever. Some might have been sexual. Some might have been more on a sapiosexual, type of level. It's more of an engagement. Some people maybe it was like financially, I know I could build with you, make money with you, whatever. We're speaking on our skills. What I'm saying is, as a female, I've had money thrown in my face time and time again. Okay? But I also understood that money and these incentives came with conditions. So what I think is not funny, but is like, so the way out of that is a baby. So I have a baby. Guess what? I don't have to play by your rules. Now I just changed the game.
I see, and
Hold
that's
on.
horrible.
Hold on,
That's
hold on,
a
hold on,
horrible.
Jay.
But why?
Hold on, Jay. Hold on,
But
Jay.
why?
Hold on,
No,
Jay.
but also, but I'm like,
finish.
but it's horrible.
I understand that.
But it's horrible because it's not in whose benefit.
Hold on, Jay.
I'm not, and
Hold on,
I'm
hold
not
on.
saying this because I'm a female. I'm talking about a way. I don't move like this. So imagine, so what I'm saying is, but understand the dynamic at hand. The dynamic at hand is if you come in the game and I'm this type of person and I'm buying you you don't know what happened behind closed doors. You don't know if rent was paid. You don't know if cars was bought. Y'all don't know. All y'all see is a female that got pregnant by an NBA player and all of a sudden she's taking him to child support. But in my mind, whether I agree with it or not, she finally has leverage. And if you protect your assets as an individual who carries herself as a person who makes all this money, why the fuck are you nutting at everybody?
I agree. I'm totally on.
Why are you nutting at everybody?
I totally agree with
to
you.
me, it's like, bro.
Yeah, but
you know,
Hold
it's
on,
not
hold on.
repercussions.
Go ahead.
Hold on. I want to hear. Go ahead, Q.
Yeah, good.
No.
Yeah, go ahead.
Some of that shit was kind of like nah,
Okay, why?
because you say you ended it with nothing part. Okay, we like you said, we don't know what was happening behind the scenes. We don't know what she was doing either. Because as soon as she got popped off, they weren't even together. Speaking on Brittany and PJ.
Agreed, right.
So with that, we don't know. We know what she was doing before him. She was on IG shaking her ass,
Right.
doing all this other
Get
shit,
paid, young
fucking
nigga,
around
get
with
paid. No name.
Whoever.
The LaForge, right? We
You
know
know
you.
what I'm saying? She was making videos fucking around with her, but now it's like, all right, I'm with him. I get knocked off. I'm done. And now I'm posting shit. Watch out! Tell y'all sons, watch out! All this other shit. So with all that, like, that's some bullshit. Like for me, for a guy, if I want to show my shit and I got cribs, all that, cool. That's my shit. I earned that.
What I'm saying what I'm saying is know who you dealing with, though.
And that's cool. But for the girls, be 100. If you like homie because of his money, say that. You know what I'm saying? Don't just, because it always look like, like you said, the girl jump in, they get together, they get pregnant, boom, it's done, and now she take him to child support. Nah, if that's what it was, say that. But it always, it looked crazy like you said, the guy shouldn't have did that. Nah, if she was 100 with bro and she messed with homie, keep messing with him, whether you pregnant or not.
But what I'm
just
saying
keep
is,
it 100 and keep kicking it.
But we talking about theoretically. What I'm saying is deal with motherfuckers accordingly. That's what I'm saying. If you knew Shorty was outside wilding, doing what she do, why would you not?
Making it seem like it's all on the guy.
What I'm saying is understand what comes with it. This is as a female, what I'm telling you. What is thrown in my face, what I see, what is proposition. Do I act like that? No. Why?
No.
So you saying it's okay?
That's not. I'm not saying that. Hear me out. What I'm saying is, understand what you dealing with. If I know I'm in the tank with a shark, why the fuck am I finna cut my wrist and bleed?
Okay, but like you said, he should know, right? He should know
whose assets are we talking about?
No, but you saying he should know who he's dealing with, right?
Because whose assets
is.
So what I'm saying is, if I'm $1 million nigga,
right,
and I know, and
but
I
she's
know,
trapped in. Like you can't
Hold on, let me intervene. Hold on.
Trapping, she wants some bread.
Let me intervene.
Oh my God.
Hold on.
That's my point.
Hey, so hold on, let me intervene. Neither one of y'all are wrong.
Right. I truly do.
So I want to say this. Now, you remember just last episode when I was talking about how that first date shit could look?
Yeah.
Perfect example of what she just said about how you come through the gate.
Yeah.
Flossing your money and all that. But like you said, Brittany was shaking that ass, getting paid, so he should know. So neither one of y'all was wrong.
No, we not wrong.
But I say this: everybody look at somebody for a come up. I'm not saying you look at not look at it for a financial. But in my heart, I believe women marry men for protection, love, security, financially.
Right.
Man, we marry women territorially because we territorial people, and we live and die by saying that's my wife. That's my wife. You want someone. You want to come home cooking and cleaning.
Yeah.
You want to come home. You want to have your sex every day. So it's still a come up. Mm-hmm. So remember, I'm not just talking about financially.
Yeah.
When you look at a person, it is a come up.
Yes.
Whatever you feel need to make you better as a man, a woman's giving you that. That's a come up. Whatever she felt make her better as a woman, or she desire in her man, that is a come up.
That's not a come up. That's a gender that's balancing you out. Because reason why I'm saying that is because you have to have a mate to better yourself.
You don't have to do that.
No, you could be better by your damn self.
You could be right. It's not self-esteem.
That's not entirely true. That's not.
Hold on, Jay. Hold on. Before you cut me out, because understand this. Any person you be with is a come up, regardless of what they're bringing to you. It's a come up. It's
not a negative.
It's not a negative thing, right? Don't think of it so negative.
No, I'm not thinking of it as.
Yes, you just said a person can't basically love themselves. Yes,
no, you
yes,
can't.
The fuck you can.
You can, but
you can't be with nobody you don't love yourself first.
No, I understand. I understand that, but you're saying a come up and. For me, I'm really not understanding.
So that's why I'm going to break it down. That's why I'm going to break it down. That's why I'm going to break it down to you. You done dated a lot of women in your day. Mm-hmm. Now you're on the verge of being married, right? Mm-hmm. It's a come up.
A come up.
Because
That made your life better. It's a come up.
Meaning the person that you decided to lock down with.
I think
this
what you were
person
saying
has
initially,
benefit.
you was generalizing.
No,
like
I never.
anybody you with.
No,
is
because
a
my
come
question
up.
was this: when you date, do you look at your mate as a come up? Is what I said. That's why I cut him off. I said that's not thinking about. I'm just speaking of financially. I'm thinking of everything in life. So whatever you think you like, whatever you be at home and your wife be like, why did you marry me? And you could break it down. You came up.
Well, yeah,
Meaning-
I thought you were just saying in general. If I meet a random and
No.
we kicking it,
That's what I tell y'all. Stop listening to what y'all want to listen to.
No.
I stated your mate.
What you're stating and the topic that we're on financially. This is what we're talking.
That's why I cut you off and said stop thinking
so many
financially. I
different
never spoke
aspects.
financially.
What is the topic though? Are we talking?
I never spoke money. Not in one time did I speak money.
No. So we
he
kicked
took
it
come
off.
up as money. That's what
We
he.
kicked
So
it off with
that's your thinking.
No, it's not my thing because PJ and Brittany. What is
Okay,
that?
so take all them out the situation.
That was a segue.
Okay, because I never said nothing about money.
No, I understand
Yeah,
that,
that's
but
what
that
that
was the
was.
topic that was at hand.
And that's when I asked you.
Now, if you take
So that's why I stopped.
financially
Let me ask you this question again.
Okay.
That's why I said wait until everybody reply. Do you look at your mate as a come up?
For me, I don't feel like it's a come up. I feel like that we better each other.
So how that's not a come up?
Yes.
Why are you looking at come up as so negative? That's still a come up. You act like I'm saying you hit a lick and it's
for
a
me,
come up.
for me, I'm not using like
Let's change the word.
yeah, I'm not using.
So what words you want to use?
I'm not using come
Let's
up.
change the
Okay, that's
word.
fine.
because that seems in that regard, it seems like somebody is benefiting more than the other. And in that case, when it comes to marriage, it's a union.
How did you get that somebody benefits?
Okay, a come up because if we doing business and the business it's a contract and
marriage ain't shit but a business.
I understand that,
I get
but
it
it seems like when you say come up, I benefit more than this person.
I'm not talking to her, so I can't ask her.
But you say come up. Come up means I come up on that person.
Everybody came up in a situation.
That's the disconnect.
No, but when it comes to marriage or relationship or union, it's balanced. Like I make you better, you make me better. We are one. That's not a come up.
I get. You see the disconnect. You see the.
It's the term you use.
Yeah,
okay,
that's what I'm saying.
Because he's taking it as negative. That's why you taking it as negative.
I'm not taking it.
Okay.
A come up means I'm advancing more or better than the other person on the other side.
Like this, for example. Oh, I just left the boat. I came up, bro.
Right.
Meaning one person. That's how he taking it. One
Right,
person.
but
one person.
So this lets me know again that you motherfuckers only listen to what you want to hear, because the question was, do you look at your mate as a come up?
Come up. Change that word. Change that.
That's
word.
what I said.
That's all he's saying.
That's all I'm saying.
That's
all he's
fine.
saying.
That's
what do you wanna use?
but whatever words you want to use is the same definition.
No, it's not the context. The context. If you change a word,
that's for you.
Exactly.
Okay, so it was a benefit for you.
Benefit. Let's say that.
It was a benefit for you, right?
You can say benefit.
So
That's fine.
hold on. You still benefited in the situation, right?
Yes.
And she benefited in the situation,
Yes.
right? So you motherfucker here to come up.
No.
Okay,
no,
so
you
we're gonna
just
move
changed
on.
the word though.
Okay, so we gonna move on.
You just said.
So we gonna move on.
You're not saying the
Yeah, we
same
gonna
thing.
move on. So, cause you said you threw this word out and you threw this word out, cause that was the next question I was going to ask. How do you guys feel about child support? So I'm gonna let you speak first from a woman, but how do you guys feel about a man or who? Like some situations, women get put on child
I
support.
love this. Okay,
So
let's go.
in some
So look.
situations, how do you feel about it? Go ahead.
So, I'm very transparent and open. So, I actually had to put someone in my life, obviously, on child support, which was something that I completely was against. Not because I didn't feel like this person didn't owe me, and or shouldn't have been responsible, but because where I grew up and the shit that I've seen, I just hated being the person that put another black man in the judicial system in any type of, like, just real shit, just in any type of way. You know what I'm saying? Like, just real shit. But the person that I have been dealing with, or I'm dealing with, is so emotionally unstable and so unrealistic that it pushed me to the point where I felt like I literally had no other way. So I did it because it was like, dude, you tweaking. Like, I don't know how else to remedy the situation. So the fact that I feel like I was placed in such an extreme position, it makes me view child support differently. And you know what's so crazy? I'm an advocate now for anyone who has children with anybody and you're not married, as a man, put your fucking self on child support, because guess what? When you go to the courts and it's time for that shit to tally up or whatever, everyone's not going to be honest. Everyone's not going to be transparent about what you fucking spent, the time that was invested, the amount of times that you came through. People manipulate the court system emotionally. That is something that I went through. Even though that I went through child support thinking it was going to protect me, in a sense, it also backfired against me, because I had to relinquish certain rights in hope, just in exchange for whatever benefits. And this person has been so vindictive that they've learned to use that to their advantage to still continuously hurt me. So I'm saying this to say, use it as a platform to protect yourself. We need to, as a culture, stop looking at it so negatively. In my mind, unless you don't have no intention on spending money on your motherfucking child, you should have that shit in black and white and in motherfucking paper, because that's the only thing that matters when shit hits the fan.
J.O., let me hear you.
In your regard, I do see why you would do something like that. For me, I feel like the system has always benefited the woman in a lot of cases.
Agree. A lot of states are mother states.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
so
Just to run to the court system just because you know the system has your back, and as men, we don't really have that support. I'm not for that.
So that's why I say initiate it. So
Yeah.
hear what I'm saying. Because I have friends who I've seen be there for their children for years. And then let's say shit hit the fan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Motherfuckers ain't together. Then the mom or whoever ran to the court, and they got a story, you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
In court, Oscar-winning performances, and they act like shit never happened. And I'm gonna tell you where I got this idea from. I used to work with a guy. He was with his whoever for years, and every child that he had, even though they was living together and everything, guess what he did? He put himself on child support. And at that time, I thought it was the craziest shit I've ever heard. Like, if y'all together and y'all cool, why would you put yourself on child support? And he said, he was like, my money going to the kids anyway. Why would I not have it on record? Why would I not show from day fucking one, when that baby came out the womb, I've been here. He said, whether we together or not, I have a record, and she can't go against me and say that I have not done anything for this child.
Gotcha.
That's where I'm coming. Whether you agree with it or not.
No. First of all, it's your opinion.
Like, yeah,
you can't
but
disagree
I've
with your
seen
opinion.
it.
You got something you want to say about it?
Luckily, my son, he's with me. So, and
Okay.
I've always been in my son's life,
Right.
and that I was blessed not to even go through that system.
And that's the
but
blessing.
like, it's not like that person didn't try, because she tried. I went to court.
We know.
And bless this judge, I don't even know who his name is, but he threw the case out because I was there, he was with me, I was doing everything that needed to be done, even when my son was living with her. But I would say to guys, case by case situation, like, I mean, do what you need to do for your children or kids or whatever that needs to be done. Be there, like, through it all, like, but that's your responsibility, and I don't think you should take the core system as like, oh, this is my platform, because a lot of cases they not gonna have your back when it comes to just the man, and oh yeah, I could show you receipts. You can show all the receipts you want to, that shit won't count. Like, my dad did a lot of that stuff. My older brother went through it. I know a lot of my guys that went through it. A lot of times, like, we don't have that support. So just to run to the court, I would say case by case situation. And yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, what you got to say, Kill?
Just for some of the stories I hear, like, honestly, I hate the shit.
Yeah.
Everybody's situation different. Like, I know some females that take care of their kids themselves but don't have the guy on child support. All right, cool. I know, just like we spoke on PJ and old girl situation, as soon as that baby pop, she going to get her money. It's like some of them look at it as, okay, I know for a fact this is here when I want to go. You know what I'm saying? So whenever he get out of line or act crazy or just cuz, I'ma do it. I'm not saying every female is like that. You know, it's just obviously everybody's situation is different. Like you say, dude went and put his cell phone, even though he was living. That's cool, but at the end of it all, to me, the shit kind of whack because it's like we have zero power,
right?
You know, regardless of what we doing, how much we there, all of that shit. Me personally, I would never put my cell phone.
I wouldn't.
But since day one, I've been with my kids.
Yeah.
I live with my kids. Every minute, every day, every second, I've been right there. So I don't give a shit about none of that. I'm never putting myself on that because that shit, it's like, all right, it's like you forcing me to do my job.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm never going, regardless of, I don't care how we split or if something happens, it'll never get to that point where you gotta force me. You gotta put them on my ass to make me do my job.
Yeah.
Because those are mine.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that child support shit is stupid because it's like you making me do something. And for the guys that's not even in their kids' lives, that's super shitty.
Yeah.
And like I don't know any of my guys. We not like that.
Yeah,
you know
I don't kick it with no guys like that.
Because if they was, I wouldn't fuck with them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that, at the end of it all, that shit's stupid. I don't like it.
So I'm gonna say this on a couple different angles. Fellas, first of all, understand we got more rights than we know. We have more rights. We have been trained to believe that we don't have more rights. I'm not saying every state work in our favor, but we have way more rights than we know, especially when it comes to child support. And the reason I know is because I was in a situation where someone tried to pin a baby on me. And first of all, the judge is not putting anyone on child support until you take a DNA test. That's number one.
For sure.
And that's number one. They're not putting nobody on child support, number one. Number two, in 2021, the woman will have to give a reasoning. Not just because, we're beefy. Mm-hmm. It has to be a reasoning now. You just can't walk in and say, I'm giving child support. Mm-hmm. But my thing about child support, like you spoke about the guys put their cell phone in. If you feel like you need to protect yourself because maybe y'all just can't get it right, I'm all for that. My only knock in this whole child support situation is this. If a man is doing right by their child, leave that man and his child the fuck alone.
Real shit.
I agree.
Because when you put a man on child support, that changes the dynamic, especially when they doing right. I'm not speaking, like you say, I'm not speaking about the ladies that's raising their kid. I'm talking about you guys have an understanding, however y'all pick them up, whoever buy this, whoever buy that, whatever the case. Holiday. But all of a sudden when you mad and shit gone, or he done moved on, or he got another lady, that fuck up the dynamic with your child. Because if I was to be put on child support and I take care of my child, that's gonna change a lot. I ain't gonna need to lie to you. Yeah. Because you mad at me? Yeah. Like I'm not gonna even worry about if you cool no more. Now we're just gonna be strictly you are legit just baby mom, and it's gonna be I'm gonna take care of my child.
So my thing is we have to acknowledge there is an emotional unbalance at play here, and that's whether it's a male or a female. Because I've seen men be so emotionally unstable that guess what they use? The children.
No, I agree.
I've seen women who have been emotionally unstable, and guess what they use? The children. So what I'm saying is, as someone that was so against it and was put in a situation was like, I literally felt like I have no fucking choice. I don't know how to do this on my own.
Right. So your situation.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
That's your situation.
Like, but it's not you. But it's not just mine.
No, I get it.
No, I'm saying the females
few.
that you know that they don't have the men on child. It's the fact that it is accustomed or a tradition or it is accepted that men are not placed on child support to take care of a child that they fucking created. Let's start with that narrative at itself.
Yeah,
I
agree.
The fact that a woman is saying, the fact that, and do women use child support in a negative way? Hell fucking yeah. Yes, they do. But that also goes back to what I know who you're dealing with. But at the same time, it is so accepted for men to not be involved like they're supposed to be involved in a child's life. Let's just keep it a buck. That shit damn near normal.
Okay.
That goes back to what we talked about.
That's fucked up.
Okay, so the only other thing I have with that is you can't tell a man how to raise his child. True. Like you could that's the whole co-parenting part. Like y'all can agree to disagree, and that's cool.
Agreed.
But there's a lot of women that want their ex, baby mama, baby daddy. They want They want them to raise them a certain way.
They want to nitpick.
Right, and when that comes into play, then for a lot of reasons, women have the support of child support, and we don't have that. Like where's our support?
Let me say that. I got our support. Hey fellas, if you hanging around a man that took care of his child, you just as fucked up as him. Because you need to be, if that's your homie, and that's your brother, and y'all shoot the shit, and y'all can talk about everything else. But if this man, knowingly don't take care of his child, you just as fucked up as him. I'm
one step further. If you're in a relationship with anybody, don't take
that's a whole other conversation in itself. Like if you even associate yourself, whatever the situation is, and they just don't give a fuck about taking care of their child, and I'm gonna say it because it's mother that don't take care of their child. I'm just talking about parents, period.
Yes.
If you associate yourself with some type of period, understand this: you just as fucked up as them.
Yeah, I agree.
You just as fucked up. So if accountability is number one.
I guess my thing is, and I applaud you men that are act regardless of the situation. Whether you whatever, y'all are active. But the truth is, and as men, I just hope, like, let's be honest.
Yeah.
The narrative is not in y'all favor. Meaning it's not. So I'm saying that to say, when this conversation does come up, I feel like the voice of the minority, which is y'all, who can be victims to situations or whatever, I feel like that somehow rings higher, rings louder than what the majority are going through.
Yeah.
Whether it's male or female.
No, you
know what I'm saying? Like I feel like that's the issue with the topic of child support and co-parenting. And the reality is, people use their children for fucked up ass reasons. That's just what it is.
Right. I feel like I said, and before we move on, hey, the quickest way for a man to understand, it got to come from other men.
Yeah.
Because we talk about it a lot, so man got to hold man accountable. I feel like even if you're a mother, even if you're a child and you use child support, or you use I ain't coming to get my child, whatever you use the baby, understand. We don't forget that shit as kids. And when we grow up, we don't forget that shit.
You're going to have to answer that.
We have to answer those questions, and kids hear all of that. Kids hear and see all of that.
So I have a question. Do you feel like you should be honest with your children if the other parent is not as involved as you want them to be?
Hell yeah.
No.
Ooh.
Yo, I'm going to say, listen, as a mother or as a father, you should not protect the other parent. I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about you can't buy your son shoes because you ain't got the money from work. I'm not talking about that. But if your son or your daughter steady asking you, why my daddy not coming to pick me up, you're not supposed to protect him.
I think it's like Santa Claus, for example. When your kids are little, they're babies, you let them run with that.
Yeah.
Same thing for this situation. I think you let them run with that
until they understand.
Until they of age, maybe a teenager.
Yeah.
Then you tell them,
I ain't talking about 2 years old. I'm talking about when you able to sit your child down and say, well, like you said, mommy just ain't this or that. I ain't talking about bash them. I'm not saying tell them that the parent ain't. But it's not your responsibility when your child is crying to go on that make up a lie for the other parent.
I don't think it's making a lie. I think it's finding your way to protect your child's feelings.
So this is
and that's a hard thing to do as a parent, to see your child crying for whatever reason, but it's even harder to see them cry from the opposite parent not doing their responsibility. Okay. So in that regard, then it's not that I'm lying, it's I have to do my part.
I'm the same way.
I
would if I had to.
Because like that's a hard pill to swallow. Now when they get of age, you've done your part as a parent to like, okay, I did my part. That's not my problem.
So y'all think it's timing.
Yeah,
it's more so
eventually.
Yeah, they're
gonna Right. So when that conversation, when they ready to sit down and be like, all right, for real, what's going on?
Because you're born with a mom and a dad for a reason. Yeah, you're not supposed to be mom, and she's not supposed to be dad for a reason.
Yeah.
So I'm just speaking on for me. I'm not protecting shit. When my child get to that point, and they want to ask me, hey, why mommy ain't around? They gonna fucking know. It ain't gonna be no, hey, mommy always stuck at work. Because I look at it this way: you do more. I'm not telling nobody how to raise their kid. I'm only speaking for what I would do. Mm-hmm. You do more damage to a kid when you start that line. When you start that line, and you gotta stick to that. I am a victim of that. When my grandma used to tell me, "Oh, your daddy this," until I had to understand, "Oh, y'all covering for him." Even when my mom went around, oh, y'all covering for him. Okay, I get it, grandma. I get it, my uncle. I get what y'all think y'all supposed to do. That shit don't work. Because then I grew up to have resentment.
So
when I saw them, then I had resentment. Like, oh, y'all even got my grandma lying to me?
I was raised in a household where they didn't sugarcoat shit. Meaning, they told me straight up what Santa, like the deal with Santa. Like, when I tell you, like, I did not get lied to. They did not paint no motherfucking fairy tales. The tooth fairy wasn't real. My grandma told me flat out, baby, we don't live in a place that got a fireplace. So if you see anybody walking around this bitch with a red suit and a white beard, tell me, like, I was always told the truth. And I feel like as a child, I didn't appreciate it. When I got older and now that I'm a parent, I follow the same rules because my thing is when I got older, I didn't question shit that came out of my mouth. Not saying, but just my experience. You know what I'm saying? So then when me and my father got a chance to react, you know, just get to know each other for real, I didn't have resentment. I had more of an understanding. So then when we actually sat down and had a real heart to heart, it was like, bro, I'm not mad at you, but if we doing this, I got questions, and I want to understand why.
You saw it yourself.
Yeah.
As you got older, I prefer that.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
like your kids babies right now,
Yeah.
and you know, and if something happened, you went around and she went around. I'm not saying go do it now, and I'm never saying bash your parent.
Right.
All I'm saying, eventually, the conversation has to happen because what they always say, kids see everything.
Yeah, they do.
Think about it.
They see it, and they ask me, all right, cool.
When you go to the bathroom, when your son was this yay high, you go to the bathroom, Daddy, how I do this? Same thing with you. You got girls, so you got to watch what you do because they see this. You got to watch how you even dress around the house because they see this.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So they see it, like you said, they're going to see it.
Yeah.
But when the conversation come up, it's not your place to lie to protect the other parents. All I'm saying.
No.
I don't care if you wait till they 16 and 17 and be like, you know what? I was writing your name on all them gifts and saying it was from your mama, but hey, in actuality, boom.
For me, because my son, he's turning 14 in 2 weeks.
Oh, so he
so I've always had very realistic conversations with him. And if he had a question, I'm answering it. Because I know as a black young man, like, we don't have no fairy tales. Like, there's nothing that I could sugarcoat when it comes to a young black boy. Hey, if we get pulled over, hey, certain things you could do, certain things you can't do. Like, I have to have those conversations. But if it's a conversation about his mom, like, ask your mom. Like,
but that's because she's active.
Yeah.
We talking about if she wasn't active, and you was basically a single dad.
If I was a single dad, I would really. It would be time because like.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like certain things you don't want to expose kids to early, and that fashion when it comes to especially mothers, because a lot of times we hold our moms in such a higher regard than our dads. Yeah, like that's a sensitive subject.
Yeah,
like,
I don't care when you do it. I'm not telling you. You can do it.
You're saying just do it. Period.
I just feel like it needs to be done when the time.
Yeah,
I look at it. The day your kid acts, that mean the time is right, because that mean evidently they don't saw enough to understand that somebody in the round.
I want to piggyback off of what you was talking about because I have a very similar situation where I say fun uncle. that's the best term, but they're getting to an age where they questioning what is being told because they're recognizing, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I see what's happening over here. They're comparing households. Let me say that, comparing households.
That's what happened.
And I used to go with just ask your daddy, whatever. But now it's to a point where, like, the questions are getting a little more, okay, Mom, but I don't understand. Or, like, are they recognizing certain things and not being all the way truthful on one end, and they coming back to me. And my thing is, like, at the end of the day, even though I don't want to see, like, my children cry ever, I would rather you feel comfortable to cry with me than to cry with anybody else. So if that means I got to tell you the truth and your feelings going to be hurt for these 15 minutes, guess what? Emotions are temporary. We're going to work through this shit.
So, you know, the next question I'm going to ask, well, I'm going to break it down. So I feel like it ties into everything we talked about today. And this goes back to when we said we'd speak about Baby and what's her name, Danny Lee, and how that situation came where
Danny
whatever they was doing on social media. So my thing is always this. When all this is being said, somebody mixed signal was wrong. Somebody on one end thought it was something, on the other end they thought it was this. So I believe sex, communication, social media, dating are certain things that lead to mixed signals. Now, I don't only think you can give a person a mixed signal because you're in a relationship with them. I'm speaking like somebody could think that they your homie because you at the bar having a drink with them, but in your mind, like, you don't really fuck with them. So I'm just saying, my question is, like, what are your definition of a mixed signal?
When you hear that term, you think of, guy and a girl.
Yeah.
Typically is what you think about.
Yeah.
I think, like you just named a couple of different things, is people just not being upfront. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
From the jump, what are your intentions?
Yeah.
I think if you put that out there, then we in the clear. We understand what's what I want to do, and I'm ask what you want to do. I think communication is obviously that's the biggest thing, but you, like you said, well, another thing you didn't mention as far as like shacking up or
I meant to ask that.
Living together and y'all just kind of doing y'all thing, and it's like, okay, we didn't talk about marriage or kids or anything like that. We just decided, all right, cool, let's move together and see what happens. One person can think one thing, somebody else could think another. So I think if you communicate what you want to do initially from the jump, I think that'll clear up a lot of that.
Right. What's your take on it?
If it ain't said, it don't apply. I'm big on that.
If it don't.
If we don't talk about it, it don't matter. And I'm a very literal person. I say this in the gate. And for me, like I said, my situation different. I'm a mom. I got 2 kids. I have a career. Like, I don't have time to fucking figure out what you got going on. So I'm gonna tell you the type of time that I'm on, and if you show me what type of time you on, I'm gonna deal with you accordingly. Okay, well, baby, maybe you just a fuck buddy. Maybe I can marry you. Maybe I could. It depends on really where I'm at in the time of my life, and I feel like this can go both ways. I feel like at the end of the day, you get red flags. And I'm saying this, I've had shit that I knew I saw and I know better. But guess what I didn't want to accept it was my ego. And I say this all the time, remove your fucking ego. And at the end of the day, we cannot control other people's actions, but I'm very big on controlling what I can control. And at the end, if I see something and something makes me feel some type of way and I don't fucking address it or I don't bring it out and I let my ego talk me into thinking, well, he would never do me like that, you stupid. Communicate it, point blank, fucking period. And don't assume that shit is one way. The first 3 letters of assume is what?
Yes.
So what you gonna make of yourself? So I'm very big on that. If a man, like with the Danny Lay and the baby situation, I've seen this. I ain't been in that situation, but I'm saying I've been in a situation where I was engaged to somebody that I fucking knew what was going on. Just like on some real, I knew, right? But he treat me like the man. Fuck that mean? Is this really what I want to be with for the rest of my life? No. But my ego not gonna let me say that, because guess what? I've been humiliated. I've been embarrassed. I put time into this shit. I done gave this motherfucker a baby. So I'll be damned if I take this L. And I feel like a lot of times we hold on to shit and it really be our ego. Like, we know damn well we're not supposed to be there. Whether it's a friend, a relationship, but we know damn fucking well.
J.O., let me hear what you got to say.
I think, just like everybody been saying, miscommunication. It's very misleading, whether it's how you saying it, something you didn't say, something that y'all were kind of briefed over real quick, but y'all didn't really get in depth about. I think there's a lot of moving parts when it comes to relationships, and it's a lot of movement going, and it's not intention behind it. You know what I'm saying? Like, shacking up, okay, if you live with somebody, that means you're kind of going in a direction, or what you should be going into is marriage, right? Because that's what kind of married people do, right? Mm-hmm. You want to see how y'all operate under the same roof, and then y'all want to potentially move forward in marriage. But I think in most cases, people are not communicating the right way. Mm-hmm. On top of, there may be communication going on, and there's people just completely looking past it, like, oh, get this person some time, or I can change them. And in a lot of cases,
Well,
it'd be women that saying in their minds, like, you know what, I see potential in him. I could change this guy. You know what I'm saying? When in a guy's mind, it's like, man, I'm just here. I'm just going through the motions.
So I'm because I don't want to stay on the subject too long.
Yeah.
So communication is number one, but I'm gonna piggyback off what you said. Behavior is number two. And the reason I say that is because you can communicate through the gate what you just stated, that we just sex buddies. But when you start having unprotected sex with a person and the way you have sex with a person become a mixed signal. Or you're dating and you linking up, y'all going out, but hey, y'all talked and said we just cool, but hey, we going out every Friday.
Hey, can we back up real quick?
Go ahead.
You said
the way you have sex with a person.
That's real.
Because when you have unprotected sex with a person, or
That's
you
real.
come on, bro. We don't get. Come on, bro. Let's not do this because I wasn't gonna say it. I was gonna go past it, but I said you don't give everybody the same sex.
No.
You do not give everybody your A game. It's the difference between your A game and I'm just here to get mad. And we know that.
Yeah.
And we know that you do not give everybody this. That is.
Well, of course, not everybody, but most times. So you saying you say you're a single guy. You're saying most times you're not gonna go out to perform.
I'm talking about over a period of time. I'm not talking about the first time. I'm talking about over a period of time when you haven't this type of sex.
About chemistry.
That's what I'm saying. That builds that. So now that becomes a mixed signal. Because we stated we just having sex. We stated that. But now we having sex wrong. Now we doing this.
So what?
Right.
Listen, I'm not.
You're having fun.
You believe that? Okay, cool. Because maybe you ain't never been in a situation. I'm just saying.
What have you said? Okay, we just haven't. We agreed.
Fun in the sense of being in the act.
Like, right.
Okay. I'm saying when you're
doing that thing over multiple times, make sure your behavior still match.
Okay.
We're only having fun. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Make sure the behavior still matches that.
Now, a lot of times when that happens, one side either catches feelings and
that's why I said the behavior. So if it's he or she, you're doing your thing, and it's her. Hey, I'm starting to her or him. I'm starting to feel this way. Like I believe that this is becoming more. Cut it off at the gate. It can't be a situation where, like you stated, oh well, in my mind maybe it's a phase, or in her mind, oh he having sex with me like this. We gon' this means something.
You communicated it. I feel like a lot of times motherfuckers don't want to say shit, and then you get mad because you found out they fucking everybody.
That's why I said when you communicate, make sure your behavior matches it.
I'm starting to feel I got feelings for you, and I know this way when we talked about, but this is where I'm at, and just accept rejection. I feel like a lot of times people try to play a
right
role
there. I was just
because they don't want to get rejected.
You got to take heed into what a person says. Your behavior has to match your communication. So that's just sex. Even what I feel like when it's dating, the way you guys hang out, that could, hey, you can tell a motherfucker all you want.
Yeah.
Hey, we just this, that, and the third, but y'all laying up with each other, y'all going to every movie night, y'all. We have a couple night. You bring her, or you bring him.
Oh yeah.
And then 6-7 months later, oh, you know what? We
just friends.
Your behavior cannot match that. Your behavior got to match your community. In whatever situation it is, your behavior has to match your communication, because communication only goes so far before the question coming up on one end. What are we doing or what are we not doing? But hey, I feel like this is one of the best shows we had.
Oh, yeah,
but we're gonna get into the fun part. So this something is totally different. This is so it's still a shoe of the day.
Okay.
But before we get to the table, because I'm pretty sure everybody's wondering, like, oh, they got gym shoe, we got heel, but we had a lady in the building.
Come on.
So
now.
we had to rearrange the wall. We had to rearrange things to make her comfortable and understand what's going on. But we're gonna speak on what we have on first. So we'll start with Q, and then we'll touch the table.
Keep it short and simple, man. Got a Retro 1 High Royal. Yeah, man, 2018 release. I know you get kind of close on some of the hot tops, man. They start to get the glitter look to it. I think that just comes with age.
They don't let the Jeezys in the dough.
I think it's kind of dope though. It's just it gives it a little bit of character in my opinion. So, but yeah, like I say, just Royal Jordan 1.
I got my alternate grade 5s.
Them hard.
You know, purple my favorite color. You know,
Them
had to bring
hard.
them out the box. Just real simple. Not even a 5. I don't really care for the 5 silhouette, but I love the color as you guys already know. So you know, something just simple like the suede, but not too much about the shoe.
So I know they Jordan ones, but I don't know what shoe it is. I don't buy my gym shoes. My guy do, but I just started wearing gym shoes, and I actually am a big fan of the retro ones. I like the way they look on my feet. So this has been my new thing lately. So the GOAT been taking all my money.
Right, they getting everybody.
Yeah, all my fucking money.
So I got some maroon foam posits. I call them the peanut butter and jelly. You got the peanut butter bottoms. I'm always good for comfort. So like foam posits, and I got a few of them. They super comfortable. What do you say? These are Penny
Hardaway.
Penny
Yeah,
Hardaway.
Penny
Yeah.
That's what they really are. But
But
just change the name, add a couple more dollars.
Right.
to them.
All right.
Yeah.
But nah, these smooth. I fuck with foam posits.
All right, so we got a question today. So and you say your preference from a lady standpoint, but guys, we gonna speak real quick on your preference of what you like your lady in and when you like her in a gym shoe. You like in a heel. You don't like the gym shoe. You don't like in the heel. What type of heel you like? Just speak. And usually I'll lead off, but I'm gonna lead off. So I'm a heel man.
Mm-hmm.
If you ask me like what I prefer you in, depending on what we going. If we going out, it's definitely a heel. I don't care about a flat top. If we going out, and it has to be open toe because I'm a feet guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to see your toes. I don't care if I need to buy them. I'm definitely gonna look at your heels. I don't know nothing about heels. I just know how they gonna look on your feet. Now, if it's something real chill and it's around the house or what, if we just hanging out going to eat, definitely gonna be something with a nice colorway. And I feel like when it comes to a lady, you never can go wrong with an Air Max. In my opinion, you never can go wrong because they made for kids and ladies. Nike don't get it wrong with Air Max.
Yeah.
Like now with men, we gotta figure out the good colorway. But for kids and ladies, Nike don't never get it wrong.
That's so funny.
When it comes with ladies.
I'm not an Air Max fan.
Go ahead, speak then.
Jordan ones, and I've been getting into like what is it, Huaraches?
Huaraches.
I've been getting just because my feet are so little. So for me, I have to shop in the kids section. So you have to understand a lot of times when the women's shoe and the kids shoe translate, it looks different. So I don't like gym shoes that look like children's gym shoes.
Gotcha.
I wear 3.5, 4.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I have very small feet. So for me, I have to take in consideration what's gonna match my fucking age when I buy this shoe. But I used to be a heel girl. Like in high school, I used to wear heels every single day. And then I started really getting into more of the practicality of it. So even though I will wear a heel if we go out, but I'm gonna ask you what we doing, where we going. Because in reality, if you want to kick it and have a good time, you're not gonna want to hear me complaining about my feet all fucking night. So if we going here like restaurant and maybe a club, okay, I'm gonna wear a shoe. But if you talking about just going downtown and we figuring it out, I'm gonna wear a gym shoe. Because figuring it out could be a walk along the river. That means anything. And for me, I'm more about how long can we kick it and have fun versus how my fucking feet look.
No, you definitely
Like,
you're definitely right.
Yeah, so
Go ahead, J.O.
So I'm gonna come from a different standpoint. So for me, just like my shoes, I want my woman to be comfortable, right? Mm-hmm. So, and me being a massage therapist, I see some of the worst. Like, reason being is because a lot of women wear heels that are incorrect. Their posture is off when they're in the heel. They're wearing it for too long. Mm-hmm. The heel, the material is bunching their toes up. A cheap heel,
yeah.
So when it comes to heels, I'm okay if you come
Hold on,
out.
what heel, open to or closed?
It don't matter, cause I'm cool with nice feet. I want my lady to have nice feet and everything too. But when it comes to you wearing heels for hours and you gotta wear flats and stuff, you shouldn't have to do that. And a lot of women do that. You'll see them. They'll come out of the restaurant club and throw them flats on. They'll be walking barefoot.
The women are scared you away, man.
No,
with them bad feet.
Hey, you know what? and I'm not saying no names,
Right.
but I've had women to have to remove a toe. I've had women to remove their nails surgically because like they toes are all combined and they push together, or they big toe crossing they other.
Right.
Yeah, so like heels are not the best thing, you know.
Like they forcing it.
Yeah.
I
And you,
But you gotta think about it. Think about how you standing all day. Like I used to dance. I used to do ballet. So you're on point releve, right? So we're talking about 8-9 hours with no fucking break, with your foot like this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the ball of my foot. So whatever you weigh, I'm petite. So mind you, let's talk about a woman that weigh more than me.
Yeah.
We talking about all this weight. Y'all like big titties and a big ass or whatever. We talking about all this weight on a little bitty ass portion of your body.
Man, show them toes, man.
Yeah,
Like,
Go ahead, Q.
but it's real though.
Go ahead, Q.
Of course, same thing. I prefer a heel, especially if we're going out date night or something like that.
Open and close.
Close. Only because I know, like for my wife, summertime, like her feet out every day. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, feet is like top notch, but you know, I know summertime, that's how she's coming most times. So whenever we get the chance, it's like I'm not pushing either way.
Right,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
But if she told me, hey, go pick something,
You already know.
I'm gonna probably go and pick.
That'd be one hell of a shopping time.
I'm gonna probably go and pick, probably something close. So
I got a question, and I'm sorry I had to cut
Yeah.
you off. Are y'all the same when it comes to shoes?
what you mean?
Like when she goes shopping, and is she like you when it comes to shoes?
Is she the goat?
Like certain shoes, like is she detailed with it?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Y'all,
We've had talks to where she'll explain, certain heels, like how, okay, she may say a kitten heel or a church heel. You know what I'm saying? Like something a woman
sure, a
at
small
church
heel.
will wear. Something
I'm
real
learning.
small. You know what
I'm
I'm saying?
learning.
Something like that. She would tell me like, okay, for me, in my mind, okay, I know that's trash. We not doing that.
Okay.
Like other little things, like a wedge. It's like, nah, we
Yeah,
ain't doing
I
that.
just stay away
That's
from the
old.
wedges. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's old, played out or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I know a little bit.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't know everything, but she knows how I am when it comes to the gym shoes. So when it comes to that, she know I'm gonna take care of that. I'm gonna take care of her when it comes to that. So when it comes to the heels, obviously she gives me, some knowledge there. But like I say, if I had to pick, I'd definitely do a heel. A nice little 6-inch joint. Something like that.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Smooth.
So I have a
Okay.
question.
Okay.
What's your favorite color heel on a woman?
Nude.
Didn't expect that. Okay.
I like see my lady, she got expensive high taste. It's
Right.
like
Well, I'm just
red bottoms, like red bottom.
No, but the
color
color of the
color.
shoe.
Oh, black. She
Black.
like a lot of black.
Okay.
Well, you know what I'm gonna say, man.
Red. Red. What?
Purple.
Purple.
You know that's what I'm gonna say. Like, I don't give a fuck what we got on. That shit right there is enough for me. But that brings us to the end of episode 7, Mixed Signal. So for everybody that's been supporting us for this long, we got one more episode left. This episode 6. I'm sorry, I did say 7. We got one more episode left. Episode 7 will be season 1 finale. We're gonna take us a little break, regroup, get ourselves together for season 2. But we definitely appreciate everything. I believe this episode right here, we will get more comments. We get more feedback. I definitely appreciate you coming.
I appreciate
You definitely held it down. You definitely did your thing. But on that note, that wraps up episode 6, Mixed Signals. But don't worry, I'll say it.
Bon appetit. I be cooking what you looking for, who got the heat. Wrote these books on how to get it, all I need's a beat. Breaking bread with all my niggas, ain't no breaking me. I just write it how I see it, you can peep my speech.